Hey, what's up, guys? What's going on? How you guys feeling today? Bearish? Are you feeling bearish? Are you scared? Don't be scared. Don't be scared. What's going on, guys? All right, let's have a look at, we'll look at the charts in a second. Let's see who's in the chat. Guys, as always, make sure that you're hitting the like and subscribe to the channel. It helps the channel grow. It costs you absolutely nothing. So bring some good karma into your life by doing something nice for somebody else, and it costs you nothing, right? That's the best way to live, guys. Best way to live. Big Kev's in the house. What's up, buddy? Did we have another liquidation spike? No, we did not. No, we did not. Shane, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Good morning. Good morning. Bruno's in the house. What's up, man? That was a quick recovery from the morning sell-off. Got some more Miria on the dip. Nice. I did some DCAing this morning as well, guys. If you're a member of the YouTube channel or you're a member of the Patreon, you know what my buy orders were this morning. AKP, what's up, man? Good to see you. Strange Sky, as always, supporting the channel. Much love, Strange Sky. Much love. Beebs, what's up, buddy? Where you been, brother? Where have you been? All right, let's have a look at the JASMY chart. So, yeah, we're having a quick recovery here, almost completely engulfed the last. We're on the 4-hour right now. Sitting at 3 cents, 290. Good DCA opportunity, guys. Fantastic. Let's go up to the daily. All right, so we seem this level here, this significant level at 3 cents, 227. Seems to be a significant level of support. It's holding so far. We wicked below it, but we're back up top now. Can we move above, guys? 3 cents, 5 and up to 4 cents. That's what we're going to be watching for today. Will we see a market recovery this afternoon? Ducks in my pond, all getting eaten. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much. Dumping in the rest of my dry powder before the year ends. Yes. I did do some DCing this morning as well, man. It's a fantastic time. Listen, a couple of weeks ago, right, I said, you know what? I'm probably done DCing for now because it seemed like the market was starting to work its way upwards. But now that we're back down at these opportune prices, I have to take advantage of them, right? I had to start redeploying more capital. Because, I mean, like, in my opinion, it's just me, but you can't not take advantage of these prices, right? You can't not take advantage of these prices. So I started stuffing. Here's the thing, guys. I'm excited. The reason I'm excited is because I talked about this morning. I thought I was done, right? So last night, I got the opportunity to add a new project to my portfolio, right? A new layer 1 project to my portfolio, and now I'm working on beefing up that bag while we have low prices. So for me, this whole thing is kind of like a bonus, right? It's allowing me the opportunity to add one more good solid bag to my portfolio before liftoff. And that is an absolutely amazing opportunity, guys. I'm so excited. I hope you guys feel the same way. I hope you're taking advantage of the situation. Here's the thing, guys, okay? You have to, if you're new to crypto, you can't fight the market. You can't fight against it. You can't get emotional and, be like, getting upset because it's not pumping and stuff. You have to be have more tranquility with the market. You have to let it come. It's like fishing, okay? Working the crypto market is like sitting in a boat and fishing. You got to just let it come to you, guys, right? DCA opportunities, when the market goes down, the market's telling you something. It's telling you this is an opportunity to dollar cost average either into the projects you already hold, or it's an opportunity for you to build up a fresh bag of something new to build your portfolio. If the market's pumping, again, just go with the flow of the river, right? Don't fight against it. Don't try to, don't get emotional and stuff. See every opportunity for what it is. Have some tranquility in the market, flow like a river, and just take advantage of whatever. Because listen, no matter what direction crypto goes in, the market goes in, it's providing you with an opportunity no matter what. If it's pumping, you have an opportunity. Should you be taking profits, or are you comfortable? If it's dumping, here's an opportunity to dollar cost average. There is no scenario inside a market cycle where you should be upset, angry, and frustrated, right? And I know that a lot of people feel that way. It's your instincts kicking in, right? But when you really learn to control your mind in this market and your emotions, nothing phases you. Everything's up is an opportunity, down is an opportunity, right? So absolutely. Deploying dry powder before the end of the year. Hey, boom. Fantastic idea, man. Fantastic idea. Real quick, guys, also, I just wanted to cover, somebody asked me over on the Patreon, they're newer to crypto, they don't understand dollar cost averaging, so I was just going to briefly touch on it. So DCAing, or dollar cost averaging, is setting yourself a schedule, for example, every Saturday, right? And then no matter what the price is of whatever project you're buying, you put in your money into that project, right? On schedule, regardless of the price. And the point of that is to give you a price average, right? And sometimes it'll be green, sometimes it'll be red. But at the end of the day, when you're done, you will end up with a great entry point for the most part, right? So that's what dollar cost averaging is all about. It's not about trying to chase green candles. It's not about trying to chase red candles, right? It's about being consistent, having a plan, dollar cost averaging. Now, I have been doing this for multiple cycles, and you guys know that. And I have found that dollar cost averaging wins every time, right? It wins every time. It beats out trying to day trade. It beats out trying to swing trade. It beats out, leverage trading. It beats everything in the course of a 4-year cycle. Dollar cost averaging is the most effective way to gain life-changing wealth. So I just wanted to touch on dollar cost averaging really quick for the individual over on the Patreon that needed a little bit more of an explanation as to what dollar cost averaging actually is. So, Joe happy. Shane, I don't have a ton of dry powder, but picked up some more KASPA today. Nice, KASPA, another good pickup, man. Another good pickup. I definitely want to hop into the Patreon. Hey, go ahead, man. Hop on in there. We'd love to have you. We actually just released 2 new features to the Patreon. One, so we do a 45-minute group video call over there every evening, but we've expanded that to open the window for a few hours every day. In the middle of the day, in the evenings, right? In the mornings, we're going to open this window up for people so that if you're sitting around, if you're newer to crypto and you're like, you hear some FUD or you see the market dumping and you need to talk to somebody, you don't understand the fear, the FUD is getting to you, or FOMO's getting to you, you can hop over to the group video call that will be live. And there's usually an average of about 40 to 50 people in there, but we have hundreds of people over on the Patreon in our community. So you're able to hop on there and talk to everybody else to see what everybody else thinks is going on. There's a lot of experts over there, a lot of beginners over there. So we've opened that up as well. We're doing stuff over there like that no one else is doing, guys. We're giving unprecedented access to the community to be able to interact, right, in a new way, instead of just typing in a Discord page or something. Like, we have the live 24/7 Discord type chat over on the Patreon too, but it's not the same as being able to sense people's tone and what they're trying to get across. It's like texting. When someone texts you and you're like, you don't get the tone sometimes of what they're trying to get across. So you don't understand, right? So that's why I've opened up the group video calls for everybody to jump in and interact. You can see each other, you can talk to each other in real time. It's a fantastic thing. I'm in there often as well. You're able to schedule one-on-one coaching AMAs with me. And also you get unlimited price prediction charting videos on your altcoin requests over there as well. So those are 2 new features that we've created for the Patreon. So it's definitely worth getting over there, my friend. The link is in the chat. It's in the pinned comments. I'll put it in the chat again right now for you. So there you go, my friend. It's in the chat now. Dumb money, 27 cents. Let's freaking go, baby. Jetpack, the future is now. Good afternoon, all. Jetpack's in the house. Christmas time with the family, Rob. I've been trying to catch your replays. Nice, Beebs. Very nice, brother. You missed all the KASPA drama that was going on. William, what's up, buddy? Do I hold SEI? Yes, I do. We bought SEI at like 2 cents. Remember, Beebs? We talked about SEI Network when it first launched, back when it was like 2 cents, and I'm still holding all mine. Green tea. I was sitting on my hands, but have dry powder and thinking about getting a small bag of Miria. I'm happy with what I have. Anything else is icing on the cake. Yes, Miria is a fantastic pickup at these prices. Absolutely. Opportunities don't come every day. Absolutely, dumb money. Absolutely, brother. Baby G, where you been, man? I feel like I haven't seen you in like 6 months. Special one. What's Jasmy's prediction for January? Oh, there it is. The question I get asked all the time. Balaclav, man, what's up? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Yes. All right, let's get into some charting, guys. Let's have a look at some charts. Let's have a look at some news. Let's see what the heck is going on across the crypto market, shall we? Everyone's confused, guys. There's so much manipulation going on right now. There's so much uncertainty. So many people are convinced that Bitcoin is dropping down to 80K, right? 80,000, 78 to 80,000. And I'm going to show you why, okay? Funky Peanut and a few other memes are pumping today. Nice. Always working, always watching, still holding. Nice. Well, I'm glad you're here with us today, Baby G. I feel like it's been a minute, my friend. I feel like it's been a minute. So Jasmy, respecting the trend line, waiting for volume to come into the market, guys. Listen, I think that if you watched the video this morning, Bitcoin is actually flipped green on the day now. Check this out. Look, we wicked all the way down to 92. Remember, I've been telling you guys we were going to come down to this line at $92,000. Look, we did. We wicked just below it, and now we're printing a green candle so far on the day, back up to 94,185. And yeah, here's the thing. BTC to hit 85 to scare off paper hands. You know what? I agree with that, and I'm going to show you why I agree with that. Because I think we come down here inside this golden pocket between 85 and 88K, right? Because right now you're already hearing a lot of people call for Bitcoin to come down here into this golden pocket between 78 and 80K. And the reason for that is that there's a CME gap down there that needs to be filled. But here's the thing about CME gaps, guys. That one, I would say probably 80 to 85% of the time they fill, but they don't always have to fill, first of all. Second of all, sometimes it takes years for them to fill, right? They don't always fill instantly, like within the first few weeks and stuff like that. Sometimes could take months, could take a year, could take a year and a half for a CME gap to fill. We might not fill this CME gap until we're on our way back down for the next bear market. We might fill it in then, right? It doesn't have to be filled in now, but you know, people are assuming that we're going to come down to this level. I'm already seeing people do it. And do you want to know how I know that people think we're coming down that low? Let me show you. Let me show you, my friends. This is how I know people are, well, confidence is actually starting to shift now. I just updated my page. First of all, look at all of these shorts right here. So this red line here in the middle, that's where the price is right now for Bitcoin. On this side, on the right, you have the orange is 100x leverage, people shorting. The yellow is 50x leverage, people shorting. And the blue is 25x people shorting. Okay, that's on this side here over on the right. Now, this was very, very much bigger this morning. The longs have started to take over, right? Look at all these longs all of a sudden. This red line obviously was over here more this morning because the price was down lower, right? There was a lot more shorts than there was longs, but a lot of longs are starting to step in now, which for me says we're probably going lower because all these longs are building up confidence. They're all going to get liquidated, right? You're going to see that. You're going to see the price move this way. You're going to see all of these longs start to get liquidated, especially up to about 93,400. There's a lot of longs just in this little chunk here that can get really, really destroyed, right? But then look at this. You've got this big accumulated 457 million in longs over here at 90,800. So we could come down to 80, what was it, 87K, 85 to 88K. We could come down there just to liquidate all of these longs, clear this all out, right? And then boom, so here's what I'm trying to get across you. Let me show you. So you saw all that leverage trading down to about 90K, right? So look at this. So we come down, okay, into 85 to 88K, this area right here, okay, which liquidates all those longs that I just showed you, right? Then what happens is you're going to see a crap load more people putting in shorts, right? A crap load more people putting in shorts because they think that we're going to come down and fill this CME gap between 78 and 80K, right? So you're going to see a whole crap load of shorts thinking we're coming here, right? But what's going to happen is all the longs are going to get liquidated here down to 85 to 88K, right? Then all the shorts are going to build up and boom, they're going to get liquidated, the shorts, and then we're going to start trading back up over $100,000. That's a very, very realistic scenario, guys. That's why you don't mess with leverage trading if you don't know what you're doing, because the market is heavily manipulated when it comes to this stuff, right? H Barbarina in the house. What's going on, man? Ali, XCN. Absolutely, man. Looking forward to the XCN and Swift flying to outer space. Yes, me too, man. Me too, my friend. Big things popping, little things stopping. So let's go have a look at the bubbles, see what's going on around the market, shall we? Starting to see some things turning around. Look at the hour. Things are really starting to turn around on the hour. Everything's up close to 1% on the hour and average. Some things are down still, but the day's starting to flip green as well. Oh, day's starting to flip green. We'll see what happens as we continue on. Aaron, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you, man. Good to see you, my friend. All right, so yeah, we'll see what happens for the rest of the day, but let's get into some of the news, shall we? All right, so BTC is a solution to escaping inflation and government overreach.
To be fair, realistically, the U.S. government doesn't just rob American citizens in order to finance itself. It robs the entire planet with inflation. So if you're using the dollar, you're financing American government. And that's why you shouldn't use the dollar. That's why I encourage people to have as much of their money in Bitcoin as possible, because the more you hold in dollars, the more you're providing value for the dollar, the more they're able to print and take that value away from you, which is A, impoverishing you, and B, enriching them and allowing them to do all of the horrific, violent, criminal things that they do all over the world. In the US and in these Western countries, and the way that I see it, because I see everything through the lens of money, because of my books on Bitcoin and fiat, I think it's just these governments have a lot more leeway in terms of printing money. So that allows them to finance themselves and to keep coming up with stupid ideas of things that they need to do, which comes at the expense of people's lives. I look at the exchange rate of the currency against the US dollar over the last 20 years. That, I think, is a very, very important metric that you can't fake. If your currency has been stable against the US dollar for the last 20 years, that effectively means that your government has not been financing itself with inflation. You can't lie about that. If the government has been using money printing to finance itself, its currency is going to decline next to the dollar. If your government manages to keep the dollar rate stable over 20 years, that means the government is living off of taxes. And if a government has to live off taxes, it's a lot less wasteful and it's a lot more efficient. And so that, for me, is why I don't get the feeling in Jordan that these government employees are as much of a burden and as much of a parasite as they are in the US. Right. Yeah, because I think when governments have to finance themselves with taxation, they run a budget. They have income and they have expenditure, and they need to be a little bit more careful than if they just have a magic money printer where they come up with an idea. Hey, wouldn't it be great to go finance this country fighting that country for a war because we've got some nice feelings about this country, and so let's go murder people. Well, in the US, you just click a button and all of that money materializes and you finance all kinds of carnage and all kinds of horrific things.
Brian, how you doing, buddy? How you doing, man? Beebs, Rob, I see you're having an XCN guest on Thursday. Correct me if I'm wrong, but does he mention Onyx Coin and JP Morgan in the same sentence? They're totally different, correct? Yeah, what he's doing is he's having some fun with some speculation, Beebs. He's just connecting some dots, doing some research and stuff like that, kind of making you scratch your head a little bit. And I find it fascinating. I find it interesting what he's doing. This morning, he put out another video connecting Onyx Coin to BlackRock, actually, as well. So I do appreciate his level of speculation and his research. He reminds me a lot of Max, how Max likes to do things, right? Very similar in a lot of different ways. And what I'm referencing is more their efficiency and their dedication to their craft, right? So yeah, I'm looking forward to having a chat with him. He definitely makes me scratch my head a little bit. And Crypto Canvas is his YouTube channel. So yeah, I mean, I think he seems like a pretty solid dude. So I'm gonna have him on. We're gonna have a little bit of a collaboration there on Thursday, 8 p.m. Central, and should be fun. I think it's gonna be fun, right? Interesting. Yeah, absolutely, man. When monitoring zone? Well, hopefully in about a week, right? The first week of January, which starts the day after tomorrow. So yeah, I guess we'll find out, right? I'm excited about it. I talked last was it on the Patreon? I was talking about it last night. We did a group video call and I was talking about how I honestly think it's going to be a nothing burger, to be honest with you, right? Now here's the caveat to that though, right? A lot of people are expecting the price to go skyrocketing because of the announcement that they're going to get removed from the monitoring zone. Now, I don't think that is what's going to cause the price to go up. In a roundabout way it is, but hear me out on this, okay? Because I don't think people care when they're deciding to buy JASMY or not. I don't think the fact that it's in the monitoring zone matters really at all to them, right? What I think could potentially pump the price, though, is that when they announce that they've removed JASMY from the monitoring zone, I think it could come off like a new listing announcement. And I think that could cause a lot of FOMO to come into JASMY at that time, right? So no matter how you slice it, there will probably be a good pump. I'm just splitting hairs, to be honest with you, but I like to be specific about certain things, right? So, but either way, I think it's going to be a good thing. Jetpack, a guy by the name Strange Ventures as well has great content on XCN. I'll have to check him out, man. I'll check him out, brother. Beebs, I'll be tuning in for that show. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Rod, what's up, man? Robert Pump in the house, baby. In the house. Absolutely. All right, what else do we got going on? We got some interesting things to chat about today, guys. Tether has bought 7,629 Bitcoin worth $705 million for its reserves. Tether now owns $7.7 billion in Bitcoin. Why did Tether make such a big purchase of Bitcoin today? Does that make you scratch your head a little bit with the whole having to start getting audited and stuff like that? Does this go further into the scrutiny that maybe Tether is not backed one-to-one and now they're scraping to try to, get Bitcoin and stuff like that so that they can become backed one-to-one? Interesting speculation, guys. Interesting speculation nonetheless. All right. What else do we have? Hong Kong lawmakers propose adding Bitcoin to their national reserve to boost financial security. So Hong Kong looking to build a Bitcoin strategic reserve. I told you it was coming, guys. I told you it was coming. Michael Vanderpop says, there we go. The correction is almost over, and the time for up only is on the horizon. Altcoin and Bitcoin, expecting a lot to come. The optimal entries for longs on Bitcoin are around 90K, and we're getting those. Yes, I showed you guys the liquidation chart earlier. We're getting a lot of longs starting to get put in around those levels. And like I said, guys, come down between 85 and 88K, liquidate all those longs, and then we'll run to the upside back over 100K, liquidating all the shorts. Now, listen, you also have to understand, guys, that there's a lot of market manipulation going on right now, right? A lot. So you have to be careful. If you are leverage trading, please be careful, right? Please be careful. Strange sky, supply and demand on JASMY, 100%. All right, what else do we have? Former bank president David Malpass on the debt ceiling showdown.
David Malpass, former World Bank president, a former Treasury undersecretary, is now with Purdue University's Mitch Daniels School of Business. A debt limit law, good to see you, David, a debt limit law that protects the public from big government and encourages private sector growth is possible. What does it look like? How would it work?
Hi, Joe. Well, recognize what a deep hole we're in, you know, $36 trillion of debt. And there's no mechanism right now to control what Washington spends. The swamp works together with Congress to spend as much as possible, and whoever is president goes along with that. And so Trump, I think President Trump is trying to stop that. And so you see Doge coming in, but also yesterday he pointed out that the money was spent by the Democrats. They should be the ones to vote for the debt limit increase. That's going to be really problematic in June when the deadline comes up. Ronald Reagan, who I worked for, hated having to round up the votes from Democrats, and you had to really give them things in order to get them to vote for the spending that they had already approved. So we need a new system. I think we can use this opportunity to rewrite and create a debt limit that actually constrains Washington so that it can't keep spending like drunken sailors. Rand Paul did that recent report, $1 trillion of waste that he identified. Biden is leaving the cupboard bare. That's where we are right now.
We know that we always raise it because it's in hindsight and they've already spent the money. So I think Trump recently said, why even have it, or just get rid of it? But then on the other hand, you've just mentioned that both sides use it to try to extract things. I mean, simplistically, you'd say Democrats won't raise it unless they get more spending that they want, and Republicans don't want to raise it unless they get less spending. But that's too simplistic. They both like to spend.
Yes, and you know, when you cut a deal one time to avoid default, it doesn't last very long. So I think what we need is a repeatable process, whether you call that rescissions or you call that impoundment or you call that a list. And Doge could do this by putting out a long list of things where the public would cheer. But it needs to be repeatable, like landing a booster rocket on chopsticks when it comes back from outer space. You want to do it over and over again. And when you do that, people across the country and I think around the world would cheer. Imagine the acclaim that would come from outside the U.S. if the U.S. government stopped spending all the money in the world, which is what it's doing right now.
How does it work? I still don't understand how does the debt limit and reforming the way that works, you know, what are you proposing?
Trump's on exactly the right track. Take it to the public today. Talk to the public about the debt limit law that we have on the books. It's a really bad law because it allows them to spend all the money they want and then say, well, if you don't raise the limit, we're going to default on the national debt. So you have to, at the beginning, say this is a really bad law. We need to rewrite it. And we want one that actually constrains how much they spend and that they can't keep spending, government spending, growing faster than the GDP. So I think one way is just to have a law that says when you're above a certain debt to GDP ratio, say 100%, that's enough. And the public would say you're exactly right. That's enough. And then that forces Congress to make choices. Right now, they have no reason to make choices. They just spend on every project. That's what comes out in the Rand Paul.
So what would that take? Would that take a simple? Okay, so someone writes a law. Could it get through the House with a narrow margin? How would it work to change that? What would be necessary?
You have to advertise and bring the public on board early, because some Republican members say they won't vote for any debt increase ever, and so they're just going to be a no vote. You have to persuade them that this is going to make the country better by actually limiting Washington. Fiscal conservatives, I think, have to be the core of changing the law. One way you might be able to do it is to say, look, in June, we're going to extend the existing debt limit while we negotiate a stronger limit that actually drains the swamp. I didn't say it's going to be easy. It takes months and months of discussion and negotiation and bringing in the public to say that we want to do this in order to restrain Washington. I think there should be penalties on Washington when we're above the debt limit. That means no raises for senior government officials, so that they actually have skin in the game when they're spending money.
Exactly. We got to incentivize them to keep the debt under control. I agree with that 100%. 100%. It's just common sense, right? They have no reason to. They won't. Beebs, where can you see Algorand going in 2025? Honestly, I could see it hitting 4 to 5 cents. However, I'll probably be leaving Algorand around, or did I say cents? Sorry, $4 to $5. Probably scared you there, eh? But I'll be leaving probably around $3 is where I'll be exiting my Algorand position. James, what's up, buddy? New t-shirt. I have way too much time on my hands at this time of year. No dry powder to keep me occupied. What do we got? Balchinian this way. Eric Balchinian. Nice, brother. Very nice. I dig it, man. XCN. Absolutely, man. What do we got? Genius Group increases their Bitcoin treasury by 50% to 30 million. Reports 1,649% BTC yield in Q4 of 2024. Danny, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. What else do we have? As we showed you last night, the MicroStrategy BTC tracker. Of course, MicroStrategy acquires an additional 2,138 Bitcoin for $208 million. Guys, so Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy continue to dollar cost average while you're pooping in your panties, right? Me personally, I am following suit. I put my pennies where they put their dollars, guys. That is how success is done. What else do we have? Publicly traded Janover to accept payments in Bitcoin and crypto. Nothing stops this train. Adoption just keeps coming, guys. Just keeps coming. Analysts predict Bitcoin's correction could continue until Donald Trump's inauguration on the 20th, with long-term growth still expected. What do you guys think? Do you think that Bitcoin correction is going to continue being down and sideways until January 20th, which really is, I mean, less than 3 weeks away? Or less than 3 weeks away. Algo could be a beast. Oh, absolutely, man. Absolutely. With their new DeFi staking and node operations as well on Algorand, I'm very bullish. I'm probably going to buy back into Algorand at the bottom of the bear market and probably do DeFi staking throughout the entire bear market over on Algorand, maybe operating a node as well, but we'll see. David, what's up, buddy? Time is money. Great day to DCA. Load up your bags. Bullish. Already did my DCAing this morning, brother. I already did my DCAing this morning. All right. What else do we got? Pomp. Let's listen to Pomp. See what he's got to say for himself today. Crypto companies are finally gaining influence and legitimacy in U.S. politics.
Anthony, crypto investors and crypto companies are obviously very excited about a Trump presidency. We now know that Coinbase, Kraken, Ripple, and MoonPay have all donated money to the Trump-Vance inauguration. What does the Trump-Vance time in office over the next 4 years, what has that done to their trajectory of where Bitcoin could go?
Well, I think about 50% of the value they bring to the table has already been captured, because really it was just awakening America to this idea that technology is good, business is good, free markets are good, capitalism is good. Bitcoin is the most free market asset that we have. And so out of nowhere, we went from a world where I think a lot of people were saying, hey, is the future actually brighter than the past? To now they're saying, oh, wait a second, we are going to put business-oriented people into the White House and into the administration. Let's go, right? And so you hear things like it's morning in America, people saying it's time to build, et cetera. Now, what I do think is interesting about these businesses is it's actually showing not that crypto is different, it's that crypto companies are the same as non-crypto companies. If you look at Amazon and Facebook and many others, they're also donating $1 million to this inauguration fund. And so it used to be a world where there was kind of like the adults in the room and then the crypto little kids were playing kind of in the corner. But now all of a sudden you're realizing that these crypto companies are showing up and they're saying, look, we are no different than these big multi-billion-dollar, $100 billion companies. We also are going to donate. We have a seat at the table. And so it's really crypto growing up more than it is these other people.
He has to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve, or else they turn on him?
I do think that that is a potential risk. And so, you know, look, if you look at the administration, Trump owns Bitcoin and crypto. JD Vance owns Bitcoin, I believe. There's a lot of people in the administration. You just go through all the different roles that they've appointed people. And so these are Bitcoiners to a degree, or crypto holders that are going into the office. They're likely to go ahead and buy.
Well, they're going to get criticized for that.
They may get criticized for it, but also if you look at it right now, what is the United States doing? We're buying bonds, we're holding other assets. We have a president that's currently in office, and also politicians who are literally day trading assets.
Yep.
And so it's no different, right? I think the big story of 2025 is going to be that crypto has now grown up and is part of the traditional financial system. And there's pros and cons to that, but now we have a seat at the table. You saw that in the political arena in terms of donations and influence, but you also now are going to see it in the financial arena, and that is going to be a huge tailwind, I think, for Bitcoin and crypto in 2025.
Yes, Trump owns Bitcoin. Trump owns Ethereum. He owns Ondo, to name a couple of cryptos, guys. He's got very, very high incentive to follow through on his commitment when it comes to crypto. Beebs, if Michael Saylor's buying Bitcoin strategy pans out, he will become the richest man in the world. Yes, here's a caveat to that, though, Beebs. I talked about this last night in the live stream. In the last bear market, MicroStrategy came very, very close to getting called on their debts and having to sell Bitcoin. And if something similar happens in the following in this next coming bear market, it could provide us with an unprecedented opportunity to scoop up Bitcoin at rock bottom prices. If Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy end up having to dump some of their Bitcoin holdings through the bear market to survive it, that could be very, very bullish for us who want to accumulate, because it would drive the price down further than it would naturally go in a bear market. I'm only anticipating about a 65 to 70% drop in Bitcoin's price through the bear market this time around. And that could drive us down a little bit lower and help us have an opportunity to scoop up more, right? So I'm definitely keeping one eye through the bear market on what MicroStrategy is going to be doing, because that could be an amazing opportunity, right? A lot of people look at it as bearish. I look at it as bullish, because I want to buy as much Bitcoin as I can in the bear market at as low a price as possible. So, Batman but poor, I feel like giving up on SHIB and investing in XCN. My friend, you don't have to give up on SHIB to invest in XCN. You can hold faith in both. If SHIB is giving you doubts right now, I believe, honestly, Shiba Inu is going to do very well. They're just getting ready to launch their metaverse and stuff like that. They're going to do good things in this bull run, I believe. Now, I'm saying this as a neutral party. I don't hold any Shiba Inu. I wish I had accumulated some more in the bear market. I just didn't, right? I would hold it, but I don't hold it. So I'm speaking to you from a completely neutral position here. And I would say that I do believe SHIB will do well. And I believe that if you're stressed out about that bag, Just start focusing on something like XCN if you're leading that way, and just leave your SHIB bag alone. Forget about it. Put it aside. Don't even think about it. Don't stress about it, and focus on Onyx Coin or something, right? That's what I tend to do, right? And you'll be fine. You'll be fine, brother. Shiba Inu will do fine. B is very true, very true. Basically, going to create our own mining centers for passive income for anything that produces power via phone, tablet, computer, car, etc. Yes, even watches that can use the human body as a mining to get rewards. Yep, exactly. We are going to be making so much passive income in the next bear market over on the Patreon. It's going to blow your mind. Blow your mind. Now, I had a little bit of something I wanted to show you guys here on the Bitcoin dominance, right? Now, this is the Dixie. Let's go over to the dominance. So we saw Bitcoin dominance really start to crash in the last bull run around right here, right? So it peaked around January 3rd was the peak of Bitcoin dominance in the last bull run. That's 4 days from now in this cycle. And then Bitcoin dominance fell from its peak all the way down between January 3rd, and May 18th. May 19th. Bitcoin dominance fell 45.96%, right? All the way down to about 40% dominance. So it's possible we could see something similar happen in January, because when this happened, right, if we go to, let's go compare that to the total 2, which is the market cap of all altcoins except for Bitcoin. Okay. So what happened 2021? So here we are at the same time. Look what happened to the dominance on the total 2, which is all of the altcoins except for Bitcoin. Where are we? January 3rd, right here. Perfect timing, right? Right here. Right, where are we? December. Right here. Okay, that circle right there. That is where the dominance in the altcoin market started running. The exact same time, obviously, that Bitcoin dominance started collapsing. It collapsed, like I said, 68% or something, down to 40%. So that's what we're going to be waiting for here on these 2 charts, right? So is this going to happen in the beginning of January? And are we going to start to see altcoins start to run? Now, if we go over to Bitcoin, I want to see something here. So we saw that on the beginning of January 3rd, right? So let's go back in time. Oh, damn it. Let's go back in time to the Bitcoin chart and see what happened on January 3rd. Where are we? November, December. So here's what's funny, guys. January 3rd, right here. So right here, January 3rd. Oh, sorry. January 3rd, right here. Okay. So you might be sitting there asking, well, if Bitcoin dominance started going down, started crashing, and altcoins started going up, why is Bitcoin's price going up? Because that's what happens in a bull run, right? Bitcoin dominance starts to drop off, but Bitcoin's price continues to move to the upside, right? Now, I said this a few months ago in a video, and some jackass in the chat was like, you don't know what you're talking about. That doesn't make any sense. Why would Bitcoin's price be going up if the dominance is going down? I've been around for multiple cycles, guys. I've seen this happen 100 times. It's just how things play out, right? Dominance in Bitcoin starts to go down, but the price of Bitcoin continues to go parabolic. And that is where a lot of that liquidity starts to pour into the altcoins, because new liquidity is coming into the market and it's flowing into altcoins as well, right? So Bitcoin started going nuts January 3rd, right? Bitcoin dominance started dropping January 3rd. The altcoin market cap, total 2, started going parabolic January 3rd. Now, let's go have a look at, I often use Cardano and Ethereum as examples because they were both around in the last bull run, right? So let's see what happened to Cardano's price as an example in the last bull run and what date it started going crazy. Let's zoom in here. And what do we have? Boom, January 3rd, the first leg up on Cardano, right? First leg up. And what do we see? Parabolic run on Cardano starting January 3rd, right? So are we going to see the same thing take place here, guys? So let's recap. Bitcoin dominance started to tumble and crash to the downside dramatically on January 3rd of 2020. Bitcoin's price started going parabolic on January 3rd, 2020. The total 2 market cap started going parabolic January 3rd. Cardano's price started going as a representative of the altcoins, started going crazy January 3rd. Are we about to see the same thing play out? Now, it probably won't be the exact same day of January 3rd, give or take a week or two, right? Or maybe even 3, right? Are we about to see the exact same thing start to happen? So we're going to monitor all of these metrics, all of these different charts as we move into the beginning of January. Maybe we will be able to see this play out the exact same, or not exactly the same way, but in a similar way, right? So I wanted to show you guys how close we are to, things starting to go crazy. So yeah, I hope you guys, kind of followed me on that journey. Holmes, what's up, buddy? James with the super chat. Just want to say thanks for everything this year, Rob. I'm a member about a year now, and I have never been more comfortable and confident in crypto, pal. James, you are family, brother. I love your t-shirts. I love that you're here. I love you support the channel, man. Thank you so much, brother. Durable says January 3rd. Let's go, baby. Thanks for all your teachings. Looking forward to 2025. We'll schedule a one-on-one with you soon. But yeah, hey, absolutely. Get them booked in, man. Get them booked in. All right. So we got one more video to finish up with here, guys, before we wrap it up. What do we got? What to watch in the markets this week?
Caught up with the markets right now with Matt Miskin. He is the co-chief investment strategist at John Hancock Investment Management. And Matt, maybe we should talk a little bit about what you do this year before we get to what your playbook is for 2025. You've still got today and tomorrow left to decide if you should sell any losers, to decide if there's anything that you need to be doing to pair your portfolio this year. What would you advise people?
We would take a look at the lower quality part of equities, primarily in the crypto space or crypto related, and actually trim some strength here into the end of the year, redeploy into higher quality parts of the market, move up in market capitalization. We think really the last 3 months has been more of a junk rally. You've seen a lot of crypto related stocks and cryptocurrencies do very well. A lot of them do not have fundamentals by nature and have very little fundamental backing. So we would take some profits there. But what we're seeing more broadly is high quality stocks, great profitability, good ROE. That's the place we want to be as we walk into 2025.
Anything in specific that you would say?
For opportunities, I mean, the technology sector is still the king in our view because of the high quality nature of the companies. So the profit margins are great. The return on equity are great. The earnings have been great. We don't think we're going to get another year to this size of type of returns, 30% type returns. You know, we go back over time. So the S&P 500 just had 2 back-to-back 25% returns. And that is very unusual. That's only happened 4 times throughout history. The prior 3 times, the third year was only above 20% once, and that was 1999. So we really need to be going back to the 90s if we want to see continued 20% type gains. We don't think that's most likely the outcome that we see. If anything, we think we're going to kind of earn or grind out more kind of mid-single digit type returns in the next year. But we think high quality stocks are going to be the leaders because we still have high interest rates. We might have some moderating economic growth.
You know, the 1990s, that late end of the year with the 20% plus years in a row, it got us to 2001 where you saw the massive pullbacks and declines and drops in the stock market. Do you think that's in order, or do you think what we have built this time in the markets is based more on strong fundamentals and is something that can last?
Yeah, the big difference between now and then, Becky, is now these companies make a lot of money. And they've got a ton of cash flow. They've got great balance sheets. And that's the biggest differentiator. So that it doesn't necessarily mean that we don't get that or that we get that kind of lost decade and that 2001 pullback. But I do think there's parts of markets like crypto that very well could be in that bubbly type environment that need to see some corrective price action. Stocks are no longer the riskiest asset class for portfolios, for asset allocators. Crypto now is. So we've been introduced to this new high-end risk, or high-risk asset class. That's where we would start trimming.
We have seen the bond market continue to sell off, and that provides a lot of cash for money going into the stock market. You think that will continue to fuel equities in the coming year?
As of now, the momentum is much more favorable for equities, and bonds have been seeing pressure, and we do think that's been part of the rotation.
I love watching people who don't understand the 4-year cycle and don't do any research on crypto try to apply TradFi perspectives in stocks to crypto. I love seeing that because it just shows how ignorant they are.
You know, end of year here, investors are checking their portfolios and they're saying, you know, why don't I just own all the S&P 500? Because that's really been the asset class of choice for so long. We want to resist that temptation because I know, you know, after years like this, you want to just kind of chase. This has been a year of chasing. Momentum has been the only way to outperform the S&P 500 this year. We would resist that, though, and actually look at high-quality bonds attractively. But to your point, the bond market is spilling into the equity market. The fact that the 10-year yield is down 2 or 3 basis points today is great news. Small caps are starting to do a little bit better this morning. But really, if rates keep going up like this, it is going to likely cause a headwind for equities. We want to see the 10-year yield calm down. Economic surprise index has rolled over, so it's probably going to happen. But that's one of the risks going into next year is rates maybe filtering into the equity market.
I love seeing that. I love seeing that. Beebs, Rob, I listened to the BitBoy KASPA bash, and one thing that stood out to me is that he said that he missed KASPA. Is that why he bashed it? Well, here's the thing, Beebs. People like, and it's not a surprise that we learned about 8-9 months ago that Crypto John had affiliated himself with BitBoy Crypto, right? And is it any surprise that at the exact same time they both start fighting KASPA, right? Here's the thing. Here's the simple strategy. If you step back and look at what they do, it's manipulation of their viewers, right? Because so what they do, especially John, is he'll buy into a project, he'll make money on it, and then once he takes his profits out and stuff, he thinks, how can I continue to make money off of this project? Well, now I'm going to become the enemy of this community, and I'm going to spread FUD about it. I'm going to make videos about it. he makes money on that because people start viewing those videos. Negative videos get 10 times more views than positive ones. If I was to make 2 videos right now today on KASPA, one mega bullish video and one mega bearish video, the bearish video would get 10 times more views and engagement than the bullish one, right? So that's what they do. And with BitBoy, he's like, I missed KASPA. I can't make money on it. I can't get someone on the team to pay me money because there is no one to pay me money on the team of KASPA. It's a fair launch project. So how can I monetize KASPA? I'll spread FUD about it, and people will watch my videos, and I will get monetization through the views and engagement through YouTube. It's just very simple math, right? It's why Jerry Banfield does it all the time too. He'll do 15 videos in one day, picking 15 different projects, saying every single one of them is going to zero. It's engagement farming is what it is, right? So these guys, at the end of the day, it's manipulation of their own viewers, and it's sad that people still watch. I mean, why would you take financial advice? Let's take John, for example, first. John sold Gala and told all of his subscribers to sell Gala. And then Gala pumped a few weeks later about 350%. Then he sold his JASMY at 204, telling everyone that JASMY was going to 201. JASMY pumped about 1,600% after he did that a few weeks later. And now he's telling people he sold his KASPA, and he's telling people to sell their KASPA. How much you want to bet KASPA goes on like a 500% run in the next, 8 weeks or so, right? It's terrible financial advice. He gives terrible financial advice. And he'll say it's not financial advice, but it's financial advice. He knows damn well that his subscribers listen to what he says, right? Same way I know you guys listen to what I say. I hope you do research, but I'm not stupid enough or ignorant enough to think that you guys don't listen to what I say when it comes to these projects, right? And that what I say doesn't play a part in your decision making, right? And it shouldn't, because I'm not your financial advisor. And then you take BitBoy, same thing. Why would you take advice from someone who is literally under investigation by the CFTC right now for Bencoin? And you're going to take financial advice from this guy? Are you crazy? He's literally being investigated for fraud, right? Derpel. KASPA is a gem, and Rob, 100% these influencers are all manipulators. Absolutely, man. KASPA is going to be amazing. Agree? Absolutely. KASPA, one of my biggest holdings, for full transparency. It's one of my biggest holdings. I've held KASPA since below a penny. I hope KASPA skyrockets. Oh, it will. It will. Ask him why people watch FUD and believe it, follow it. Then that destroys them, and wonder why it sounds like a Democrat. I also believe Crypto John rubbed his subscribers on HNT as well. I'm not surprised. BitBoy looked like he had too much of a white this morning. Looked terrible. No problem, man. No problem. Yeah, so you got to be careful with these guys. You know, they don't care about their followers at all. They really, really don't. And I know it's like, you can sit there and you can say, well, look who's talking. Like, how do we know you care about? Well, simple, right? For starters, Crypto John charges people $100 a month to be on his Patreon. I charge people like $15. I make it affordable for people. I have hundreds of people over there. I make it affordable for people. I legitimately want to help people. He wants to milk people for their money, right? So, and BitBoy, just speaks for himself, right? The guy's fallen off a cliff, but I digress. Whatever. I wouldn't advise taking financial advice from them or from me, really. From anybody, right? Take what I say with a grain of salt and do research on the things that I say to see if I'm right? That's what I would say. But anywho, guys, listen, speaking of the Patreon, I made a couple of announcements over there for the Patreon. So make sure you're getting over there, guys, because I'm opening up the live video group calls throughout the day for people. So if you're sitting around, if you're new to crypto and you're worried, you hear FUD or you hear some bad news or something like that, and you're either suffering from FOMO or fear, you're emotional, there's a live group video call over there where you can jump in. We have hundreds of community members. You can chat with everybody. You can ask if anybody else has heard about this bad news that's got you stressed out or anything like that. And you can really engage with the community as opposed to just typing in a Discord. Because when you're typing, you can't sense what people are talking about. You can't sense their tone, their inflection. With this new feature, guys, you're able to see each other. You're able to talk to each other. I mean, obviously, you can turn your camera off if that's what you want to do. But you can actually communicate with each other in real time and stuff like that. And with me as well. And, you know, I want to give you guys unprecedented access to the community, right? So that's a new option that we're opening up over on the Patreon. You can also schedule one-on-one coaching AMAs with me personally. We have a live chat over there. We got so much, guys. We're doing swing trades, micro caps. Definitely check out the Patreon. No one else is doing what we're doing over there, guys. Nobody else is doing these live group video calls where you can chat with not only me, but with each other in real time. It's a phenomenal thing, guys. It's very popular over there, so definitely check it out. Beebs, thanks for keeping it real. That's how we do, brother. That's how we do. Michael, appreciate you telling us to let our projects mature. Yeah, that's exactly the strategy, man. Keeping it real, Rob. Love it. 100%. Late because I'm on the night shift for baby boy. Yeah, keeping you up at night, eh, brother? Keeping you up at night. You still owe me 50 push-ups, though, brother. That's the way she goes. I'm helping you get jacked. Hummingbirds, check it out. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. All right, guys. So definitely check out the Patreon. The link is in the chat. It's in the pinned comments. It's in the description. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really like it. Market's turning around, starting to look green. I will see you guys tonight at 8 p.m. Central. Peace.